We're rolling.
All right, Darius.
All right.
For the camera, if you wouldn't mind, spell your first and last name.
Darius, Shirdzadi. I should give him my gum. I was like, I probably shouldn't have that just halfway out my mouth.
All right,
guys, if you kick my camera, I swear.
Darius, tell us about yourself. Tell us where you come from, what you're doing now, what your life is like these days. Tell us, give us the biography.
Yeah, so I'm from New York originally. Moved to New England when I attended college in Worcester, Mass. Moved to Providence after college. Been working for, I worked for the Kraft family in Foxborough at two different steps. Once when the revolution was starting, MLS, and then a second time once I had been their minor league affiliate general manager. I worked there for a second time in the early 2000s. And then I've been working for an advanced textiles company in Pawtucket, and then started Project Goal 15 years ago.
How about your family?
Family still lives in New York, but I have two kids, two boys that live here in Providence, attending school at the Moses Brown School, so both soccer players. So
yeah, awesome. So it's fair to say soccer's been a huge part of your life.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
Yeah, so my dad was a World Cup player for the country of Iran before he came here. So when I was born, obviously his love of the game, and he transferred that to me. You know, he was our coach at the youth level with all my friends for many years. And then really I got to really love it afterwards when I was in college, and I actually got to study in Madrid, Spain. So I used to go to the games, the Real Madrid games, several of them, on my own dime at the time. And, you know, that's really where I got to see, like, you know, people having the passion for the sport itself. So I've tried to bring that with me here and all the different things soccer related.
Here, where is here? Where are we right now, Dave?
So we're at the Moses Brown School in Providence, which is across the street from Brown University. Moses Brown has actually been a partner of Project Goal for the last 10 plus years. They let us use their facilities for portions of our program from the springtime, sometimes in the summer. But then they've also been a huge supporter in terms of accepting kids from our program into the school and helping out with financial aid and scholarships, but also helping us host some of our fundraising events here, particularly our fundraiser soccer tournament, which happens in the spring.
Got it. And Project Goal, if you were to describe it in 60 seconds or less, go.
I think it's a program that allows opportunities for middle school age kids from the inner cities here in Rhode Island to participate in soccer, but more importantly, focus on their academics. But again, the opportunity to achieve higher education, but also participate in structured environments, structured activities that are centered around kind of more of the cultural background of these kids and their passion for the sport.
Okay. And you said you help them advance academically through soccer and through, actually, different question. How does it work? What do you guys do? What do you do on a day-to-day basis?
So the kids come to us after school twice a week. First hour and a half after they get off of the bus, they're with our teachers working on a curriculum that we have, and then also if they have homework or projects to work on, our teachers and volunteers help them out in the classroom. After they're done, if they've earned their time, we get to play soccer, whether it's in the gymnasium during the wintertime or on the soccer field for another hour and a half with coaches who are doing instructions for them, but also, you know, just play, you know, more pickup style so that they can learn the game through playing.
Okay. And you said inner city, but you actually serve more than one city.
Correct.
Well,
yeah.
Like, who do you serve, and how did it come to be that way?
So one of our co-founders is from Central Falls. So he was from a family, single-parent family. Family came from Colombia, and so, you know, the thing that he drifted to more in the new country was the sport of soccer. So a majority of the kids that we had from the beginning are from the city of Central Falls, but we actually started the program in Providence. That was the only place that kind of granted us space. So the kids that we have are from the general Providence area. So Providence, Pawtucket, Central Falls are where probably more than 90% of the kids come from.
Got it. And how did this all get started? You're 10 years in? This is your 10th anniversary?
15 years.
15 years in. 15th anniversary.
Yeah.
How did this all get started?
So with my experience in professional soccer, especially at the minor league level, learn to get a lot of things for free, which is almost like running a nonprofit. And then working in the inner city doing clinics and camps, and then some of the players like Javier and I became very good friends over the years. Being from Central Falls, he talked about a lot of kids who had a lot of potential but didn't fulfill it because they just didn't have the right direction, particularly with academics. So try to take my experience and my network into this program to start something that would benefit kids both on the academic level but also using their love of soccer.
And you must have lots of success stories. We heard from one, Mitchell.
Yeah.
Is there one or two where you look back and you say, you know, that's why we did this?
Yeah.
If so, tell us about that one or two.
Well, I mean, we certainly have a lot of success stories in terms of kids going on to private schools and college, even playing at high levels in terms of MLS academies, regional teams, national teams. I think one of the most potent stories that I could talk about is a kid in our probably first or second year who was from Liberia. He lived on the other side of Providence, and in order to give these kids some extra time kind of playing in a good environment, we used to hold pickup games over at Brown. And then kids would get dropped off there on a Sunday morning. We would play pickup for an hour or two, and this kid actually walked from the other side of Providence with his bike over because it was the only green grass that he had seen, like the actual nice playing field. And he got there late, so he basically got there by the time we were ending, and the kid was crushed. I mean, he started crying. I mean, he was devastated that we had ended. And I just remember that was just so, like, he just wanted so much to be a part of something, playing soccer, but on like just a nice environment. And I think that's what we've given, like in a whole, like what we've given to these kids, an opportunity to participate and be a part of something and in an environment that maybe they wouldn't get an opportunity to, whether that's playing at a private school, on a college pitch, at Gillette, you know, experiencing a game. I think that's really what we're all about, is giving these kids an opportunity to see what else is out there.
Yeah. You once told me that you have a kid, you have an alumni who's actually playing professionally in Portugal.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and he was a kid actually. At one point we were debating whether we had to kick out of the program because he just wasn't, you know, following the rules and stuff, but he kind of pulled his life together. He ended up going to college. He ended up being the valedictorian of his graduating class. He was the keynote speaker at his graduation, and yeah, he's playing professionally in Portugal, and he's from Central Falls. So I mean, he's the exact kid that, you know, we want to try to get to and see him succeed.
Yeah, what's that kid's name?
Victor Parra.
Victor Parra, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Darius, the general theme of this documentary is, can the inner cities be tapped in such a way to save American soccer? And at the same time, can soccer have such a positive impact on the inner cities that it literally saves some kids' futures? What comes to your mind when I say that?
Well, I certainly think that the inner city population of players has not been tapped to its potential. I think there's many reasons. Obviously, there's the pay-to-play model that a lot of people talk about, but I just don't think there's the opportunities for those kids to tap into the existing soccer system that identifies these kids to take them to regional or national teams.